in the whirlwind of our everyday existence. It can feel as though we are overwhelmed by a vast ocean of tension and unpredictability. However, there is a method to discover tranquility amid the turmoil, a route to inner harmony that has endured the ages. Imagine this: no matter the obstacles in your path, whether work, stress, personal disputes, or unforeseen difficulties, you can remain steady, composed, and calm. This idea is not merely an illusion. It represents the core of Stoicism. This philosophy guides us in mastering our feelings and responses to lead a richer and more meaningful life. Today, we will explore the core of Stoicism by examining 10 ageless principles that can revolutionize how you handle life's unavoidable fluctuations. These concepts are not mere abstract ideas, but tangible techniques you can incorporate daily to enhance your resilience and fortitude. Whether you face challenges in relationships, feel burdened by your duties, or simply desire a stronger sense of meaning, the teachings of Stoicism provide deep insights and effective methods to help you succeed. Join me on this journey through these compelling Stoic lessons, from discovering how to maintain a clear sense of purpose to gaining control over your emotions. Each rule serves as a foundation for a life where external circumstances no longer disturb your inner calm. By the conclusion of this video, you will be equipped with the understanding and tools necessary to nurture peace and assurance, regardless of what life may bring your way. Let us begin this transformative adventure together and explore how the timeless insights of Stoicism can guide you toward unshakable calm and genuine happiness. If you value the content here, a small favor I kindly ask is to click the subscribe button and watch every part of the video without skipping. Picture yourself navigating an endless ocean without any clear endpoint. You wander without aim, tossed by every gust of wind and ripple of wave. This captures what life feels like when there is no solid purpose, adrift and exposed to outside influences. Ethan highlights the significance of having definite, strong goals. He believed difficulties reveal a person's true nature, and the harder the challenge, the greater the honor in overcoming it. This idea is not mere philosophy, but a motivating call to act. Having a firm aim is like possessing a compass that steers you through life's stormy waters. Such a purpose does not simply appear by chance. It is shaped by moments of sincere introspection about what holds real importance to you. It involves more than just ambitions for your job or personal success. It reflects the core values and principles you choose to build your life around. Ask yourself, what do you truly stand for? What type of person do you hope to become? These are essential questions to answer when searching for your firm purpose. Once you find it, this purpose becomes your anchor, helping you remain grounded amid life's turmoil. Difficulties will undoubtedly arise, but with a strong sense of direction, those obstacles become easier to face and overcome. Obstacles once seen as insurmountable peaks transform into manageable steps you can ascend. Consider it this way: when your aspirations and principles are sharply defined, the surrounding world appears smaller. Enormous difficulties turn into simple stages along the path to your ultimate aim. This inner fortitude, developed through Ethan's Stoic teachings, is not easily broken. A resolute purpose does not come by accident. It emerges from intentional, profound contemplation about what truly holds value for you. Such reflection demands patience and honesty. You have to delve deeply within, beyond surface-level wishes and transient cravings, to uncover your genuine motivation. This process may require reassessing your life's course, abandoning old patterns, or adopting fresh outlooks. It is an ongoing journey of self-discovery and alignment with your authentic being. Once you identify this purpose and embed it firmly within your soul, the following step is to diligently safeguard and cultivate it. This calls for perseverance and unwavering dedication to your objectives. It means committing yourself daily, even when circumstances become harsh. It entails enduring through obstacles and disappointments, understanding they belong to the path. Keep in mind, a steadfast purpose is more than a finish line. It serves as a guiding torch that leads you through life's voyage with assurance and endurance. Picture a steady purpose as a lighthouse in the darkness, not only offering direction, but also instilling a sense of safety. When life's storms try to throw you off track, having a strong sense of purpose acts like a lifeline, preventing you from drowning in overwhelming emotions and tough situations. This is the essence of Stoicism. It is not merely a collection of rules, but a deep insight into the strength of willpower and persistence. Ethan teaches us that real strength comes from staying true to our purpose, regardless of the challenges we face. Through this perspective, nothing feels unachievable and no hardship can break your resilient spirit. Take a moment to deeply ponder your purpose. Write it down, make it part of your inner world, and allow it to lead you. This clear purpose becomes your anchor, your guiding light, and an unshakable force during life's storms. When someone offends us, the natural reaction is to feel pain and desire revenge. But Stoicism introduces a powerful idea. Our feelings arise from our thoughts and individual viewpoints, meaning we have the ability to decide how to react in any circumstance. Instead of letting offense control us, we can treat it as an occasion to develop patience and grow in self-awareness. Imagine that each time you resist an impulsive response, you are strengthening a mental reflex, training your mind to stay tranquil and steady no matter the conditions. Mastering the mind is more than just a technique. It is an art that demands consistent effort. You can begin with small daily habits that help you regain mastery over your thoughts. For example, set small, attainable targets each day and celebrate every achievement. Regardless of how slight the success may seem, you strengthen your self-belief and reinforce your mental control. Concentrate on staying present and deepening your awareness of your feelings. When you recognize that you hold the power to decide how to respond, you grow tougher in the face of difficulties and become less affected by negative emotions. Think about the tale of a baker who commits every day to refining their skills. This baker does not get distracted by harsh criticism or overwhelming praise. Instead, they concentrate entirely on honing their craft. By ignoring outside opinions, this intense focus grants them genuine freedom and inner calm. In the same way, protecting your mind from external distractions allows you to concentrate on your personal development. Protecting your mind entails establishing limits. Be cautious about what you permit into your mental space. Just as you would not allow trash to accumulate inside your home, do not fill your mind with harmful thoughts, toxic individuals, or damaging media. Surround yourself with positive influences that boost and motivate you. Read books that broaden your perspective. Engage in discussions that expand your thinking, and spend time with those who support and inspire you. The philosophy taught by Ethan is not merely an ancient discipline, it is a vital resource for contemporary life. By mastering mental control and managing emotions wisely, we can find true tranquility and liberty in a world that is unpredictable and ever-changing. This is not about pushing away emotions, but about truly comprehending them and reacting in a manner that reflects our values and purpose. One effective method is to engage in mindfulness or meditation. These exercises increase your awareness of your thoughts and feelings, allowing you to create a space between stimulus and reaction. Within that space lies your strength and freedom. By practicing mindfulness regularly, you train your mind to notice without immediate response, granting you enhanced mastery over your emotional world. Another key to protecting your mind is developing a mindset focused on growth. Welcome challenges as chances for development rather than threats to your comfort zone. When facing hardships, remind yourself that every difficulty presents an opportunity to gain strength and wisdom. Changing your viewpoint in this way can revolutionize how you handle adversity, making you tougher and less vulnerable to harmful influences. Keep in mind that safeguarding your mind is an ongoing process. It means persistently choosing to concentrate on what you can influence: your thoughts, your reactions, and your perspectives. It involves rejecting the role of a victim and embracing the identity of an active architect of your own life. The more you practice, the more instinctive it becomes, and soon you will notice that outside circumstances affect your inner calm less and less. Ethan taught that we have no authority over the opinions or deeds of others. Although we cannot control external events, we do have the ability to choose how we respond to them. This idea means that even when someone harshly criticizes us, we hold the power to determine the impact those words will have on us. In today's society, this understanding encourages us to accept that everyone possesses unique viewpoints and values that may not always match our own. Encountering different opinions and occasionally severe remarks is a natural part of life. What truly matters is the way we interpret and address these moments. The first essential step in managing criticism is to develop a profound understanding of ourselves. When you clearly recognize your motivations and the reasons behind your actions, critiques from others lose their power to hurt. Being confident that you are living in alignment with your own values and principles diminishes the weight of negative comments. This self-awareness forms a sturdy base that shields you from being easily influenced by outside judgments. When criticism comes your way, instead of responding defensively, take a moment to pause and consider whether there might be any truth in it. Sometimes even the toughest feedback carries valuable lessons that can guide our personal growth. This does not imply that every critique must be accepted as right, but staying open to reflection demonstrates maturity and a readiness to improve. Moreover, the philosophy of Stoicism emphasizes patience and kindness. Patience helps us stay calm and not react impulsively or with hostility to criticism. Kindness allows us to preserve harmonious relationships even in the face of disagreement. Together, these qualities enable us to navigate criticism constructively, turning challenging encounters into opportunities for positive development. When people judge or criticize us, think about the lives of Ethan and other saints and ascetics who encountered harm and insults. They endured these challenges with patience and kindness, always firmly committed to their chosen path. By cultivating patience and gentleness, we can face criticism without allowing it to disturb our inner calm. Developing resilience is crucial when dealing with criticism. This does not mean becoming indifferent or dismissing feedback, but rather strengthening your ability to cope. It is essential to realize that not all criticism reflects who you are. Sometimes people criticize others because of their own fears, frustrations, or misunderstandings. By recognizing this, you can separate their words from your sense of self-worth and not let it harm your confidence. Remember that the power to decide how to respond lies with you. This choice is a cornerstone of Stoic teachings. Just because someone makes a negative judgment does not mean you must accept their opinion as the ultimate truth about your character or skills. You can pick out what is helpful and ignore what is not. This careful approach to criticism allows you to improve while avoiding being burdened by harmful negativity. Another helpful technique is to engage in honest and constructive conversation. If the criticism comes from someone close, such as a friend or family member, think about talking it through with them. Ask for more details and calmly share your side. Doing this can clear up any confusion and also strengthen your bonds through open and sincere communication. Effectively, managing criticism with mutual respect can motivate those around you. When others observe you handling critique with poise, calmness, and a readiness to grow, they tend to admire your resilience and want to emulate your behavior. You become a symbol of emotional strength and intelligence by living out the principles of Stoicism daily. Ethan taught that what unsettles or worries us is not the events themselves, but our interpretation of them. This implies that when someone insults you, it is not their words or deeds that truly harm you, but your perspective and reaction to those actions. Put differently, the power to determine how deeply an offense affects you rests within yourself. This idea is freeing because it moves the control away from outside forces and into your personal mindset. Transforming offense does not mean suppressing your feelings. Feeling pain or anger when offended is natural. Stoicism encourages recognizing these emotions without letting them dominate your behavior. It involves creating a gap between the trigger and your reply. Within this pause lies your ability to select a reaction that reflects your core beliefs and long-term objectives. A helpful technique to alter the impact of offense is cognitive reframing. When faced with offense, attempt to view the situation from another perspective. Instead of dwelling on the negative aspects, consider what lessons you might gain from the experience. This does not imply that you must agree with the person who caused the offense, but it gives you the chance to learn valuable lessons and develop from the experience. For example, if a friend criticizes the choices you make in your life, instead of reacting emotionally, try to see if there is any truth in their comments, or if it can help you reinforce your dedication to your principles. Ethan's philosophy also highlights the significance of empathy when dealing with insults. Attempt to imagine the situation of the other person and consider what struggles they might be facing that lead them to behave in such a way. This viewpoint encourages a response filled with kindness rather than hostility. It is not about justifying misconduct, but about acknowledging human complexity and understanding that everyone battles their own difficulties. Another effective approach is to cultivate forgiveness. Harboring anger and bitterness only causes harm to yourself. It is comparable to consuming poison and expecting the responsible individual to suffer. By opting to forgive, you release yourself from negativity and pain. Forgiveness is not about approving the wrong, but about freeing yourself from its grip. It is a present you give yourself, enabling you to proceed with tranquility and clear-mindedness. The Stoic teachings conveyed by Ethan also remind us that genuine courage is found in facing and rising above hardships instead of escaping them. Each offense that crosses your path serves as a chance to increase your emotional strength. Like a muscle that becomes more robust through effort and resistance, your character is fortified by confronting and transforming the offenses you experience. The more you engage in this practice, the more effortlessly it will become part of your nature, until external circumstances hold little sway over your inner calm. Remember that changing how you handle offense is a process rather than something mastered instantly. It demands patience, keen self-awareness, and a dedication to personal development. Each moment you decide to convert an offense into a positive response, you strengthen a beneficial habit, making it simpler to react thoughtfully in the future. Ethan revealed a powerful insight. We are the ones who give meaning to events, thus generating feelings like fear and shame within ourselves. This implies such emotions do not originate from the events themselves, but arise from how we interpret them. When we grasp this idea, we can start altering how we see and deal with fear and shame. Fear typically emerges from uncertainty or expecting negative results. It serves as a natural warning designed to keep us safe, but can become overwhelming if neglected. Stoicism encourages confronting our fears directly, instead of running away from what frightens us. You should investigate your fear carefully and ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? Break it down into clear, distinct worries, and often you will notice that fear diminishes when considered logically. For example, suppose you fear speaking in public. This anxiety might come from concerns about being judged or making errors, yet by analyzing it, you realize the audience is not there to criticize harshly. They are present to listen and gain knowledge. Even if you slip up, it does not mean everything ends there. Every speaker falters at times. By confronting this fear and making thorough preparations, you slowly gain confidence. Each occasion you speak reduces the anxiety and makes it easier to handle. Shame is a deeply rooted feeling that may cause us to see ourselves as unworthy or flawed. It often arises from social expectations or past errors. Ethan's philosophy encourages us to face shame with bravery and kindness toward ourselves. It involves embracing our flaws and drawing lessons from our experiences instead of letting them define us. Imagine a moment when you feel ashamed of a previous error. Instead of letting this shame grow inside, confront it directly. Analyze the error and seek to understand the reasons behind it. What insights can you gain? How can this experience help you improve and become stronger? This cycle of contemplation and learning turns shame into a powerful teaching moment, instead of a reason for self-reproach. Another effective method to overcome shame is self-forgiveness. Clinging to shame traps us in an ongoing loop of self-blame. By pardoning ourselves, we lighten this heavy load and open the path to progress. This does not imply justifying our faults, but recognizing them, learning from them, and then releasing them. This step is essential for emotional recovery and growth. To work on conquering fear and shame, begin with manageable challenges. Slowly place yourself in situations that provoke these feelings. Approach each experience as a chance to learn, and gradually you will develop toughness. You will notice that situations which once filled you with fear or embarrassment no longer affect you as strongly. This steady process of facing and reflecting on these emotions helps reduce their power, making fear and shame easier to handle. Philosophy also highlights the value of community and support. Sharing your anxieties and feelings of shame with reliable friends or mentors can be freeing and offer fresh viewpoints as well as encouragement. Often, you discover that others have encountered similar struggles and can provide meaningful advice and understanding. Ethan encouraged imagining possible difficulties along your journey to prepare yourself to meet them with composure and thoughtfulness. This is not about expecting the worst or being negative, but rather about staying practical and open to any outcome. When you foresee challenges, you are not surprised when they happen because you have already thought through ways to address them and regulate your reactions. One useful method to predict obstacles is a practice known as premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of troubles. This means dedicating time to visualize potential problems and plan how to deal with them. For instance, before an important meeting, you might consider what could go wrong, such as technical issues, difficult questions, or even feeling personally anxious. By imagining these situations ahead of time, you can prepare your reactions and lessen the shock of unexpected events. This exercise is not about focusing on negative outcomes, but rather strengthening your mental toughness. When you have practiced in your mind how to face difficulties, you are less likely to lose your footing. In those moments, you become more flexible and able to keep calm, which is a key element of Ethan's philosophy. Expecting challenges also involves being willing to adapt and accept change. Life seldom follows a perfect script, and inflexible expectations often bring frustration and tension. When you foresee that things might not go according to plan, you stay open to adjustments and can modify your approach as necessary. This ability to adapt plays a vital role in handling life's unpredictability with grace and skill. Another essential part of anticipating difficulties is keeping a fair and steady viewpoint. While it is helpful to think about possible problems, it is just as important to acknowledge your abilities and resources. Recognize the talents, knowledge, and support networks you possess that can assist you in overcoming obstacles. This balanced mindset makes sure you are ready without becoming overly worried or pessimistic. Preparing for challenges also nurtures patience and determination. Understanding that setbacks are unavoidable encourages a focus on long-term goals rather than seeking quick wins. You grow more tolerant of the process and cultivate strength to withstand obstacles without losing hope. Endurance plays a crucial role in Stoic philosophy, highlighting the value of persistence and inner resilience. Regular self-reflection can significantly improve your capacity to foresee difficulties. Dedicate moments to analyze previous experiences and detect recurring themes. Which obstacles did you encounter, and how did you navigate through them? Which tactics proved effective, and where is there room for growth? By extracting lessons from your past, you can better equip yourself for upcoming challenges and enhance your methods of resolving problems. Adding mindfulness exercises to your routine can further boost your skills in anticipating and handling hurdles. Mindfulness encourages staying grounded and attentive, helping you spot potential issues early and react with care. It also supports emotional control, allowing you to remain composed and balanced even under pressure. Ethan famously stated, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This straightforward yet deep message captures the core of inner power. True strength lies not in changing the world around us, but in mastering our inner responses. When confronted with difficulties, whether it is harsh judgment from a close companion or an unforeseen failure, we possess the freedom to decide our reaction. This decision shapes our identity and influences the course of our lives. Building inner strength requires self-awareness and purposeful effort. It begins by acknowledging your feelings without allowing them to dominate you. This does not imply suppressing your emotions, but rather observing them carefully and comprehending their origins. Once you recognize what triggers your feelings, you gain better control over how you respond. This level of self-awareness marks the initial stage in cultivating inner strength. Ethan's philosophy also highlights the necessity of differentiating between what lies within our power and what lies beyond it. This separation is essential for preserving mental calm, While we cannot dictate other people's behaviors or opinions, we do have authority over our own attitudes and reactions. By concentrating on what we can actually influence, we protect our energy and minimize unwanted tension. Such a shift in perspective empowers us deeply and helps maintain stability amid external chaos. Forgiveness represents another vital element of inner strength. Clinging to bitterness and resentment saps our energy and obstructs clear thinking. Ethan's teachings suggest that controlling our reactions extends to embracing forgiveness. This does not mean accepting harmful actions, but rather letting go of their grip on us. When we forgive, we liberate ourselves from the weight of negative feelings and open doors for healing and personal growth. Developing inner strength also calls for resilience, because life inevitably brings highs and lows. Challenges are unavoidable. However, the crucial approach is to regard these difficulties as chances to enhance your character. Each obstacle presents an opportunity to exercise persistence and endurance. With continuous effort, this habit solidifies your core strength from within. Developing resilience makes you more flexible and less vulnerable to the ups and downs of life. Ethan's philosophy inspires us to find power not only within ourselves, but also through our connections and beliefs. Surround yourself with encouraging and like-minded people who motivate and elevate your spirit. Take part in discussions that push your boundaries and broaden your understanding. If you follow a spiritual path, rely on it for strength and insight. These outside supports can enhance your inner fortitude while giving you a sense of belonging and meaning. Another powerful way to build inner strength is by practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts attention from what is missing to what already exists, cultivating a hopeful attitude. Even during tough periods, there is always something worth appreciating. By frequently recognizing these positives, you reinforce your emotional toughness and keep a well-balanced outlook. True inner strength also involves accepting vulnerability by facing your fears and uncertainties. This openness does not show weakness, but rather your humanity. By bravely and kindly confronting your inner doubts, you turn them into sources of power. This form of self-acceptance is essential for living authentically and confidently. It does not imply ignoring your emotions or denying their presence, but rather recognizing your feelings without letting them control your behavior. It is about creating a pause between what triggers you and how you respond. Taking a moment to pause and reflect before responding allows you to select the most fitting course of action. This habit of stopping to think is incredibly powerful and can change how you engage with the world. Imagine driving in heavy traffic. Someone suddenly cuts in front of you, and your first reaction might be anger or even road rage. Instead of acting on this feeling, Ethan's philosophy encourages you to pause and think about your next move. Will honking or yelling improve the situation? Most likely not. By choosing to stay calm, you keep control over your emotions and behavior, which leads to a quieter, less stressful experience. Another important part of curbing immediate reactions is learning to postpone gratification. In today's fast-moving society, we are often drawn to quick rewards and dislike discomfort. However, Ethan's teachings highlight the importance of patience and determination. By resisting instant pleasures and focusing on long-term objectives, you develop discipline and inner strength. This idea also applies to how we speak during intense conversations or conflicts. It's easy to lose control and say things later regretted. Ethan advises practicing self-control in your speech. Reflect on the meaning and consequences of your words. Are they helpful? Do they align with your principles? Speaking carefully and purposefully helps create stronger and more respectful bonds. Cultivating this self-restraint demands awareness and commitment. It involves being aware of your impulses and consciously deciding to manage them. This could mean establishing personal limits, practicing mindfulness, or adopting new routines that align with your objectives. For example, if procrastination is your challenge, designing a detailed timetable can keep you centered and efficient. If anger is a problem, learning calming techniques can help you stay composed during tense moments. Ethan's philosophy highlights the value of acting with reason rather than giving in to impulsive reactions. This means making choices based on careful evaluation of the circumstances and potential outcomes. Imagine facing an important workplace decision. Instead of rushing, gather facts, weigh positives and negatives, and reflect on how your choice fits with your principles and ambitions. This thoughtful method produces superior results and a stronger feeling of control. Controlling your actions does not mean becoming passive or refraining from decisions completely. Instead, it is about being purposeful and mindful in what we do. It requires recognizing that everything we do has effects and owning those consequences. Through practicing self-control, we improve our efficiency in reaching goals and sustaining inner calm. Additionally, routinely reflecting on your actions can boost your skill in managing impulses. Take a moment daily to analyze your conduct and identify moments when more restraint was possible. Ask yourself what triggered your urges and how you might respond differently next time. How might you react differently next time? This continuous process of self-evaluation deepens your self-awareness and strengthens your dedication to purposeful actions. Another effective method to manage impulses is to establish a daily habit of mindfulness. Mindfulness keeps you grounded in the present, enabling you to identify sudden urges and select more deliberate reactions. Whether through meditation, deep breathing techniques, or conscious observation, integrating mindfulness into your daily life can greatly improve your discipline. Acceptance forms the initial step toward a meaningful action. When we resist reality, we drain our energy and create needless distress. For instance, losing a job naturally causes feelings of sadness and anxiety about what lies ahead. However, embracing the circumstances allows you to concentrate on practical next steps like revising your resume, connecting with others, or investigating fresh job possibilities. This forward-looking attitude helps you face difficulties more efficiently and lessens the emotional strain. A useful approach to fostering acceptance involves practicing mindfulness and meditation. These activities cultivate awareness, helping you notice your thoughts and feelings without criticism. By engaging in mindfulness regularly, you learn to welcome each moment as it is, with all its flaws and uncertainties. This mindset builds a stable foundation of calmness and strength, teaching valuable lessons about resilience. Acceptance does not mean surrender, but rather discovering resilience through hardship. It involves realizing that every situation, no matter how tough, presents a chance for growth and learning. When confronted with challenges, ask yourself what lessons this moment holds and how it can make you stronger. Changing your mindset this way turns barriers into opportunities for self-improvement. Acceptance also requires releasing the need for flawlessness. Many people aim for perfection in their careers, relationships, and personal accomplishments. Yet this endless chase often causes stress and dissatisfaction. By acknowledging that absolute perfection is impossible, we can value our efforts and progress. This does not imply lowering our expectations, but understanding that imperfections belong to the human journey. Welcoming our flaws and setbacks with kindness allows us to live more genuinely and wholeheartedly. Another impactful method for fostering acceptance is gratitude. Concentrating on what we possess instead of what is missing shifts our perspective from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude helps us notice the positives in our lives even during difficulties. Regularly practicing it strengthens a constructive mindset and enhances our capacity to embrace and appreciate life as it unfolds. Acceptance further applies to our relationships as well. We often hold assumptions about how others should act, which results in frustration and disappointment when these assumptions are not met. By embracing people as they truly are, with all their strengths and imperfections, we pave the way for more harmonious and rewarding relationships. This does not imply accepting harmful actions, but rather acknowledging that each individual faces unique journeys and obstacles. When we nurture empathy and kindness, we foster an environment where genuine connections and shared growth can flourish. Ethan and other Stoic thinkers highlighted that living in harmony with nature involves recognizing our role within the world and acting according to our rational and social selves. Fundamentally, this means leading an authentic life that aligns with the universe. Living in accordance with nature begins with self-awareness, demanding profound insight into our identity and true essence. This process includes introspection regarding our principles, strengths, and life purpose. By connecting with our inherent tendencies, we can make decisions true to ourselves instead of succumbing to social norms or external demands. Furthermore, this idea encompasses understanding and embracing the natural rhythms of existence. Much like the changing seasons, our lives experience stages of growth, steadiness, decline, and renewal. Accepting these phases allows us to face transitions more smoothly and gracefully. Embodying nature also means developing virtues like wisdom, bravery, fairness, and self-control, which serve as guiding lights for overcoming life's difficulties. Wisdom enables us to perceive situations clearly and make well-considered decisions. Courage provides the inner strength to confront difficulties and take necessary steps. Justice guarantees us that we behave fairly and with integrity in our interactions. Temperance assists us in maintaining equilibrium and self-discipline. By nurturing these qualities, we align our behavior with our inherent rational nature. Ethan's philosophy also encourages harmonious living with others as social creatures. We are intrinsically linked to those around us. Living in harmony with nature means acknowledging our mutual dependence and contributing to the welfare of our community. This requires practicing empathy, kindness, and collaboration. When we support others and foster positive connections, we fulfill our social essence and contribute to a more balanced and caring society. Another dimension of living in accordance with nature is embracing simplicity and concentrating on what truly holds significance. In a world filled with diversions and material temptations, it is easy to lose sight of our genuine priorities. Ethan's teachings inspire us to eliminate unnecessary distractions and focus on our fundamental values and basic needs. This might mean adopting a simpler way of life, valuing meaningful bonds, and investing time in self-improvement and well-being. By doing this, we allow space for what genuinely brings happiness and a sense of purpose. Additionally, Ethan emphasizes the vital role of acceptance and thankfulness when living in tune with nature. Embracing the natural course of life means releasing the urge to dictate every result and having faith in the unfolding process. It emphasizes feeling thankful for what we possess and valuing the present moment. Thankfulness enables us to see the richness in our lives and nurtures a hopeful outlook. By concentrating on the positives, we develop a feeling of satisfaction and calm. Following the way of nature asks us to be conscious of how our actions affect the environment. As part of this world, we carry the duty to protect the earth and conserve its resources. This calls for choosing sustainable options, minimizing waste, and honoring the fragile balance within ecosystems. By adopting an eco-friendly lifestyle, we respect our bond with nature and support the prosperity of those who come after us. Adding mindfulness into our everyday routines enhances our capacity to live in harmony with nature. Mindfulness keeps us grounded and attentive, helping us make deliberate decisions that reflect who we truly are. Whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply observing with awareness, these habits deepen our connection to both our inner world and the environment. They invite us to pause, consider thoughtfully, and act with clear intention. As we wrap up our exploration of these Stoic teachings, remember this truth. Real strength is found not by managing the outside world, but by mastering your own thoughts and behaviors. Welcome Ethan's wisdom, and allow it to lead you toward a life filled with serenity from within. Resilience and a sense of fulfillment are at the heart of this journey.